In this tutorial, you're going to learn how to make use of Cubase project templates in order to create starting points for classroom activities, which contain pre-set up tracks, MIDI events, audio events, transport bar configurations, and mixer windows. These are really useful to save time in the classroom and to ensure that students can focus on the important part of making music rather than being bogged down with technical setups. In order to create a Cubase project template, start by loading an empty Cubase project, and then you can start to add tracks. For example, let's create 2 mono audio tracks and 2 instrument tracks, which are set up to work with Halion 1. Let's make sure that they sit in the right order, and then we'll name them. Audio 1 as vocal, Audio 2 as drums, Instrument 1 as bass, and Instrument 2 as piano. I can now select the 2 VST instrument tracks, which are running with the Halion 1 VSTi, and set up a pre-configured preset sound. Let's start by clicking on the sound frame window, and then in the category column, let's choose bass. And now we'll choose an acoustic bass, and we can select the modern jazz upright. Close this, and we can now see that the bass track has the modern upright preset. Now let's choose the piano. We'll repeat the process. We'll choose piano in the sound frame, and we'll choose the jazz piano A. Now we have 4 tracks that are set up. If we want to make specific settings related to inputs and output settings, we can do that within the track inspector. And this will copy across for each student, provided that the computers they're using are the same. Now let's turn our attention to the transport bar. If we right mouse click at the end of the transport bar, it's possible to configure exactly what the students will see. In this example, we can remove the marker track and the audio activity window. So now I have a slightly scaled down transport bar, and this is what the students will see when they load this project template. We now press F3 to open the mixer. We can set this as we want it, set the levels, check the pan, change the width of individual channels, and close it. Finally, we can now go to the File menu and click Save as Template. We'll call this Year 7 Blues, and click OK. That will have saved the Cubase project as a template. If we now close this Cubase project template, we don't need to save it, and we can now go to the File menu, New Project, and you'll see that our Year 7 Blues template is in the list. If we click OK, it will load, it will activate, and now we can see all the settings that we've pre-configured into this Cubase project template are there. We've got 4 tracks, we've got the instrument tracks, they've got the presets, and the transport bar. It's worth investing a little bit of time in setting up Cubase project templates for each of your classroom activities. In this way, the students can focus on making music and not be too bogged down on too many technical setup functions.